This is the face of an agoraphobic. You wouldn't know it just by looking at me. Even on my good days when I can't get out of the house and you see me in public, you wouldn't know. People with anxiety show it on the inside. Despite what doctors say, or the common misunderstanding by society of what agoraphobia is, we aren't scared of public places or people. We actually love and miss both. Although the older I get, the less people I like. I will admit that. Our fear stems from fear itself. Crowds create a sensory overload that we can't handle because our thoughts are so scattered to begin with. And people in general trigger anxiety because we don't want to have a panic attack in front of you and embarrass ourselves. It's got nothing to do with the fear of people or places. It's the fear of fear. Also, we have a non-stop fear of death. The adrenaline that comes along with anxiety keeps our bodies in a constant state of fight or flight. So we have shortness of breath and heart palpitations throughout the day. This, of course, leads us to believe we are going to have a stroke or a heart attack. All of this leads us to needing a place where we feel safe. And in the end, it almost always leads to home. Of course, we have options to lead a more normal life. Exposure therapy is the best and safest choice. It's how I overcame it the first time. But this is very difficult to do with help, almost impossible without. And of course, the other option is medication. Now, a large percentage of agoraphobics do not like this option at all. We are probably some of the most drug-free people out there. It scares us. Everything about it. Mainly the side effects and loss of control, but not far behind is the addiction. You have to decide if you want to trade the limited help it provides for an addiction that you may or may not be able to shake. So we sit in limbo, waiting for a better option. So how does it affect our daily lives? In every way possible. The first issues start with family and friends, then it moves on to your work life. You see, over time, your friends stop asking you to do things because they already know the answer. You're not going. You don't get upset with them, though. It's understandable. You get upset with yourself. You blame yourself, which leads to more anxiety and depression. They don't understand. They don't know how it feels. Why are they acting like this? Which, guess what? Leads to more anxiety. Your partner gets frustrated with it over time. They don't want to lose out on life because you can't do anything. Some stay, but most leave to find a more fulfilling relationship. Now this causes a great depression and lots of anxiety. Now you're alone in the fight. And as far as your job is concerned, you start calling out because you find it too difficult to drive. Or when you do go to work, you constantly fear having an attack in front of your coworkers or a customer. The fear often causes you to be late or avoid certain tasks that might trigger an attack. And there is only so much a boss or yourself can take. So at some point, you get fired or you quit, which of course leads to more anxiety. And now you're stuck in a very, very difficult situation. How do you live? How can you pay your bills? Do you have to move in with someone? How can you repay them for allowing you to? How do you feed yourself or buy clothing? Why doesn't anyone understand? Why can no one help me? Why am I like this? I used to go anywhere I wanted to. What happened? All the whys build up to one final why. Why should I keep living? Sadly, some people don't make the right decision in regards to that question, while others choose drugs and alcohol to deal with it. I just wanted you to know that you are not alone, and you can manage it to some degree. It just takes a lot of patience and reprogramming your thought process. So don't give up. You are loved and needed in this world. That's why you should keep living. There will always be hope as long as you keep trying. Thank you for listening.